We are recording. Good morning, everyone. We're here for the regular council meeting of June 6th. We are going to go right into it with a quick introduction and then into the council meeting. We have with us online Councillor Jeanine Boulanger.
Morning, everybody.
We have Councillor Joel Lemoine.
Morning.
We have Councillor Jason Bodnarchuk.
Good morning.
On the phone, I believe we have Councillor Shane Pelletier. He's there. Little delay, but he's there. And in the council chambers, we have our CEO, Mitch Duval, and I believe our assistant CEO, Dominic Lemoine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And myself, Chris Ewan. So without further ado, we will go meeting called to order. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second by Councillor Bodnarchuk. I believe we are voting by a show of hands or yay or nay today. So I will call for the question. All those in favor? That is carried. Councillor Pelletier, you're very delayed, so I will just wait for you to say anything if you have any concern or questions. I'll give it about a 3-second pause time. So that's carried. I'll open the meeting at 9:01 a.m. Item 2, adoption of the agenda. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnarchuk, second. Councillor Boulanger. If council is okay with it, I'd like to jump right into delegations as we have the members of the RCMP online, and then we'll go back to regular business as is. Council's good with that?
Yep.
Good here.
Perfect. Okay, so with that change, I will call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Going into delegations with RCMP member, I think it's Corporal Kevin Bussière.
Yeah, it's Corporal Kevin Bussière. And I have
Welcome.
with me Corporal Roussel, Melanie Roussel with me here too.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for joining, guys. I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys have a chance to review the stat that was sent by Claudette.
Yep.
Yeah, we got him.
You guys got it? Yeah, I can go over it quickly. For the arm of Richard, the provincial status, which is the enforcement on the Highway Traffic Act, is it went up on our end. We had several MHA file, which is Mental Health Act related. If you notice, it's 21 file at the same address, so it's dealing with the same person. So this trend went up, but it's only one particular person there, so I don't see any much to worry here. St. Adolphe provincial status went down, but just to let you guys know, it's been a few weeks there. We've been doing lots of enforcement in St. Adolphe area. I'm not sure if you guys notice it. We had traffic services and a few of my members here involved doing traffic enforcement in the area. Ile des Chênes, I would say like a few files. If you look at the criminal code went up, but that was a few files that we charge a few person with multiple count, which make the stats a little bit higher. Grand Point, to be noted, it's always the same thing for us there. It's closer to the city, so lots of suspicious vehicle. I would say lots of break and enter or theft, a little bit more in that area. And yeah, that's what we've been noticing here. Saint Agathe, just to mention here, we had a residence we've been dealing with. Not sure if you guys are familiar a little bit with the place on Bellamy Drive. We have our crime reduction team that assisted us from Winnipeg. We did a search warrant at that residence. Charges were laid, and a few people were arrested there. So we've been dealing with that residence quite a bit. And that noted residence in Saint Agathe, that's bringing some people from the city that are involved with drug trafficking and property crime there. So we're still having an eye on it, but since we did the search warrant, it's been pretty down there. So.
Perfect. Thank you. I will open it up for questions from council to the RCMP. Council?
Only question I got, just quickly, I know you said you're doing lots of enforcement in St. Adolphe, and we have seen you out here, which is fantastic. I was just wondering what kind of results the current traffic enforcement's been getting here.
You know what, we had some people like from the area being pretty happy with the enforcement there, and I would say the enforcement was done that was in the school zone, also at the intersection. Where was that again?
La Gas and
So I guess.
I had two people call me because I was acting last month there, so I had two different resident calling me to make complaints about the school zone and then another intersection there. So we have MPI that's funding our members to do extra shifts just for traffic enforcement. So they've been on the 200 quite a bit, on the 210, right in Saint Adolphe doing traffic enforcement, and they're averaging over 20 to 30 stops each a day, which is a lot for one member. So, and
No, that's perfect.
yeah, and they're actually doing, there's two of them doing the same shifts tomorrow, so they'll probably be in Saint Adolphe again. Obviously, there's a lot more places. We have a big area. You guys are familiar with that excuse, but we're trying to hit our problem areas more and more. So that's been helping us quite a bit.
No,
And we have
perfect.
a lot of, we have a lot of junior members as well, right? So they're not trained as much as our senior members. So that's why like some of the stats for traffic might be a little bit lower at some places or a little bit higher depending. But I think that training our new members here this summer, it's going to help with our traffic stats as well.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Councillor Lemaine, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, merci pour les statistiques, vous deux. Just something that was brought to my attention, well, within the municipality is because of what's going on, maybe a lot of through traffic in Saint Adolphe, and then these people mostly are all trying to get to Niverville, which is a very busy area. So we did get a couple of complaints on Cron Road and Sud Road. Those are access roads to not necessarily take a shortcut, but to avoid going through Saint Adolphe. They're well, literally racing up Cron Road to get to Niverville, and some of the complaints there were that, again, they were requesting more signage or whatever, but it seems they're speeding through southbound and northbound on Crown, Sud, and I forget which other road to get to and from Niverville. So I don't know if we need to gradually get a presence there or enforcement or how to go about, but I just thought I would share that information.
Yeah, that's something we can share. I can share with my members. They're doing the Saint Adolphe area. When they're in the area, we can set up. And with MPI, we also have members that go, they get paid to go on the road by MPI to enforce traffic. And some of the enforcement is gravel road there two-way on the countryside. So that's something we can focus on, right?
Okay. And just, I don't think you guys, or I don't know, no, Bel-Ami were aware of the street there in the south of Saint Agathe. I don't know if you guys share addresses or anything, but I was kind of aware, but not aware. So, you know, if ever some neighbors are asking, well, I guess I can always ask a neighbor to see which house there's commotion in, but I don't know if that's shared information, but would be good to know.
It's if you ask people on Bel-Ami, it's just like for privacy, right? But
Okay.
I think if you ask a few people there, everybody will kind of know which residence it is there. So
There used to be a police officer that actually lived on the street, but I think has since moved in the past maybe 2-3 months. But anyways, it was nice to have a parked vehicle on that road at all times.
They still have a police officer living there. He works with Morris on
okay.
Bel-Ami Drive. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, merci.
Good.
Perfect. Anything else from council while we have the members?
Hi, yes, I just have a quick question, basically, I guess, about jurisdiction. I get a few calls from residents on Waverly Road, which is pretty much by the Brady landfill up by the perimeter. Since they opened up the Liberia Park to cricket and a bunch of more, like there's a canoe launch and a kayak launch there, it's quite busy. and it's a 50 zone, but people speed down there a lot apparently. So I just want to know, is that area that you patrol? And maybe, again, like Councillor Lemoine's request, could we maybe get some presence there? In the next little while, I asked the resident to call the RCMP, and this is quote unquote, I'm not making this up, they don't do anything. And I know you do something, so I was just wondering if that's your jurisdiction and if you could get somebody up there.
So Waverly is not our area. Our area stops right past the barrier park at the creek, the dip in the road.
Okay,
That creek, that's the cutoff with Winnipeg Police.
okay, good to know.
You're talking about the other side, right? The north side of that creek?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's ours, no.
Do you know what detachment that would be, Corporal?
Winnipeg Police.
Winnipeg
Oh, it's
Police.
Winnipeg Police. Yeah, okay.
Well, it's not part of the RM of Richard, is it?
No, it kind of divides there, so,
Yeah.
but they come speeding through, and the residents in the Arm of Richshot are seeing the speed coming in front of their properties, so it's kind of both RCMP and City of Winnipeg, I guess.
Yeah, I remember going to a car in the ditch there in the flood, and then Winnipeg Police and Winnipeg Fire were on the other side of the creek waving at us, the RCMP on the other side, and making fun of us. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Winnipeg Police on the other side. I'll double check. If I have a different answer, I'll let council know.
Do you ever go up in that area though, just to like south of the creek?
We do, yeah.
We go,
Okay,
in the summer, the barrier park, members will go do a patrol there quite a bit.
okay,
Yeah.
good to know, thank you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any last comments before we thank them for their time? Councillor Pelletier, I'll give you 3 seconds here.
Good here.
You're good? Okay, I appreciate you guys coming online, and we will hear from you in probably another quarter.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Awesome.
You have a good day.
Have a
Merci
great
bien.
day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, moving on to delegation 6.2, 915 with ONBM Justin Johnson. I don't know if they are online yet, Dominic or Mitch.
I don't see Justin, but there are others that have joined, so I'm not sure if they are part of the delegation as well.
Okay, that's okay. We can, if council will please me, we can jump on to item 3, adoption of the minutes until Justin gets on.
Sounds good.
Okay, going back, item 3, adoption of the minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second.
Councillor Pelletier.
Councillor Pelletier, thank you. Oh, and any questions before we move on? No? Okay, I will call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is carried. Thank you. We will now jump to delegations again, now that we have Justin Johnson from the ONBM here. Council's good with that?
Yep.
Mr. Johnson, c'est à vous.
Bonjour, Monsieur le Maire. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mayor Ewan. Apologies for being slightly late. I'll be brief in my short presentation this morning. The ANBM is proposing to enter into a partnership contribution agreement with the rural municipality of Richot in order to enhance and optimize the role and the capacity of the economic development officer working within the rural municipality. And this with the primary and main objective to build more welcoming and attractive bilingual communities, especially in a rural setting for new families, economic immigrants, and more globally further economic growth and prosperity. So where is this coming from? Since 2020, the Department of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, has been providing to the ANBM financial support for the implementation of our strengthening the knowledge and capacity of bilingual municipalities with respect to bilingual economic immigration in Manitoba project. And as part of this project, the ANBM has published last summer our all new strategy to support economic immigration to Manitoba's bilingual municipalities. And so since last year, the AMBM has begun its work in creating a more flexible and decentralized structure to coordinate the implementation of this new strategy, and starting with the hiring of a municipal economic immigration management coordinator within the AMBM team. So between April 1st, 2023 and March 31st, 2024, the AMBM will continue the implementation of this flexible and decentralized structure by first contributing to enhancing the responsibilities and optimizing the role and capacity of economic development officers within two bilingual municipalities, one being the rural municipality of Richat. So very briefly, what will this mean in fact and practically? Enhancing and optimizing the role or capacity of the economic development officer will play a field and liaison role between the AMBM and local stakeholders. That includes the municipality, employers, organizations, and the general population, to create more favorable conditions for welcoming and including new families to the municipality. It also means working closely with the Economic Development Council for Manitoba Bilingual Municipalities, CEDEM, in implementing initiatives such as to identify employers' labor force needs, and also contribute to the development of the municipality's capacity to attract, welcome, and retain immigrants, notably by implementing solutions to challenges with regards to affordable housing, mobility, transportation, and or connectivity. And this is in many ways already happening within the boundaries of the rural municipality of Richat. Many initiatives are on the go to tackle those issues and build stronger, more prosperous and welcoming communities in our rural membership. So what does this mean? This contribution agreement would cover April 1st, 2023, which has passed, to March 31st, 2024, with the possibility of renewal afterwards. And the contribution itself would be to an annual amount of just below $40,000. And so if there are any questions with regards to the proposed contribution agreement, I'm more than willing to attempt to answer those.
I'll open up for council or CEO, assistant CEO questions, comments for Mr. Johnson.
Just for council's information, Mr. Johnson, Ryan, and myself met last week regarding the agreement. And I think it's a wonderful project to undertake, as Mr. Johnson relayed. We are currently doing a lot of this work already, and that if IMM is willing to step up with the plate with some kind of an agreement for the EDO's time and efforts, it would be well welcomed.
Perfect. Anything else from council?
No, that's great.
Yeah.
Love the collaboration.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it, Mr. Johnson. I don't think we have anything. We always appreciate the collaboration and work that the IMBAM does with the municipality of Richat. So thank you. And just so you know, you actually weren't late. You were a minute early. So don't ever think you're late for that.
I try to be on time, Mayor.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, is there anything else on your end?
No, thank you very much. And likewise, thank you very much for the longstanding collaboration as a member of the Association of Manitoba Bilingual Municipalities. And we're looking forward to continue that work together to build stronger, more prosperous communities in rural Manitoba.
Perfect. Have a great day and thank you very much.
Take care. Thank you, Council.
Thanks,
Thank
Justin.
you.
Thank
Thanks, Justin.
Okay, moving back to item 4, committee reports and minutes. Do I have a mover? Councillor Belanger, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you. We have committee reports from Councillor Bodnarchuk, I believe, for Richat Senior Services. Council have any questions on that? No. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried. Sorry, Mr. CEO, I jumped in for your job there. Item 5.1, accounts paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bondarchuk, second.
Councillor Pelletier.
Councillor Pelletier, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We have a few batches, batch 17273, in the amount of 19,000. That is regarding the office permit for construction with the RM of Hanover. Batch 17278 for 34,000. That's basically a receiver general for remittances. Batch 17297 in the amount of 2,400, which are electric fund transfers, as well as 17303 in the amount of 45,600. That is to do with a lighting project at the TransCanada TC Energy building, as well as humidifiers in the San Adolfo daycare, I believe.
Thank you. Council, do you have any comments or questions? No.
No.
I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's
Aye.
carried. Thank you. 5.2, accounts not paid to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lemoine, second.
Councillor Blanchet.
Pelletier.
Councillor Boulanger, thank you.
3 batches for the not paid to be approved, the 17319, the amount of 253,500. So you see the summary attached, referencing the big items. Also 17320, electronic fund transfers in the amount of 11,300. A lot of that is related to the FCM conference that council just attended, as well as batch 17335 in the amount of $106 regarding a utility refund.
Thank you. Council, open up for comments, questions, debate, anything to add? Nothing. I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. 5.2.1, council indemnities. Do I have a mover?
Councillor
Councillor
Pelletier.
Lemoine, second. Councillor Pelletier, thank you.
Indemnities for council in the month of May, a little bit on the higher end side, but as a result of the FCM conference, you take away those conference hours and whatnot, then we're back to normal business. No issues to report.
Thank you. Council, any comments to add on that? No. I'll call for the question. All those, thank you, Councillor Pelletier. I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. Item 5.3, payroll to be approved. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Boulanger.
I believe this is in reference to payroll 10. As you will see on the listing, we have an additional 8 Green Team employees added to payroll. So things are picking up for the summer. Other than that, a little bit of overtime here and there, nothing too drastic. At this point in time, recommend approval.
Thank you. Any comments, questions for council?
I have a comment regarding the Green Team. There's a couple that are focusing in the Grand Point Park and doing a fantastic job. I don't know if you guys have been there lately. It's pristine. So I'd like to pass on which I'll send something to Public Works as well. But yeah, they are doing an amazing job. So good job.
Awesome. No, good to hear. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. That is carried. Thank you. We are on item 7.1, bylaw 10, 2023, rezone roll 161101 from AL to RG8. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you.
The application to request this parcel of land just north of the daycare from AL to RG8 is received from Kingdom Home Building. They wish to rezone this property, as I said, from AL to RG8. If council proceeds with first reading, which we hope you will, they intend to host an open house in the community for the public to provide any feedback and gather information about what they are proposing. They do understand that there's a huge demand for multifamily and housing in the communities, less than a 0.3% vacancy rate in some communities, so they're looking at considering St. Adolphe as part of their growth. Also, they are working with the provincial department to try to gain access to the property just north of their property, which is the old St. Adolphe dike, which has basically become redundant of the new dike. So they are working on that as well. So recommendation from administration is to proceed with first reading and then go through the public hearing processes and all that good stuff.
Perfect. Any comments or discussion from council?
None
Good
here.
here.
No. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. Moving on to new and other business, 8.1.1 ONBAM contribution agreement EDO. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second.
Councillor Pelletier.
Councillor Pelletier, thank you.
Sorry,
Mr. CEO. Councillor Lemoine just wanted to make a statement here quickly before you start.
Just possible, declaring conflict of interest here, since the IMBM is our mother organization of my daytime work.
Perfect, Mr. CEO. So we'll just get him to turn off his video and mute his mic during this this item, if that's okay.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. So then the vote will just be Councillor Bodnerchuk, Councillor Boulanger, Councillor Pelletier, and myself, Mayor Chris Ewan. Okay, go ahead, Mr. CEO.
All right, basically not much more to add as a result of President Justin Johnson with his report to council. The agreement, I believe, speaks for itself. Recommend to enter into agreement.
Perfect. I'll open for council discussion. Council, anything to add? I, on the first hand here, think it's a great opportunity for sure. Like Mr. CEO and Justin Johnson said, we're already doing a lot of this work, so to have the hand of the ONBM is great.
No questions here.
Perfect. Okay, I will call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. 4-0. Thank you very much. Okay. Mr. Lemoine, you can join back in. Item 8.1.2, access to new St. Adolphe daycare. Do I have a mover?
Councillor Blanchet.
Thank you. Councillor Pelletier seconded.
Okay, this is in regards to the agreement, to the access to the new daycare to the south of St. Adolphe. Unfortunately, we do need to construct an access off of PR 200, working with the Department of Manitoba Transportation and Infrastructure, as well as the landowner to the north of the daycare regarding how the access will work. Unfortunately, the Department of MTI are not willing to provide a service road, so the access needs to go directly to both properties at the same time. So that's why we are kind of doing a split once we get to the private boundaries. In hindsight, I was looking at the quote thinking it was a little bit on the high side. But I think it's better reflective now because there is quite a distance there from PR 200 to the private properties in order to bring this access to. So I think I'm more comfortable having it given more thought about the pricing. So my recommendation would be to proceed with this. We do have funds set aside for the municipality for both projects. Right now, this will chew up a good portion of that, but there will be some funds left over for water and sewer for Ile des Chênes and Saint Adolphe, as well as an access road for Saint Adolphe, for Ile des Chênes, but will be a lot shorter than this one required in Saint Adolphe.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Seal. Open it for council discussion.
Just a quick question is, on PR 200, are the shoulders, not a passing lane, but are the are the shoulders gravel up until then, or will it lead into a little, you know how you can get off 200 onto a little shoulder or asphalted shoulder just to get traffic off so they don't turn at the very last minute?
The turning lane.
I understand what you're trying to say, Councillor Lemoine. Basically, it's just tying into the existing road, and that road, I believe, has a little shoulder, gravel shoulder. So I think in their design, we'll try to increase that shoulder area, but there will definitely not be a turning lane for that purpose.
Okay. Understood.
Anything else from council? No? I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's carried. Thank you. Item 8.1.3, Winnipeg Metropolitan Region appointed board. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Lemoine, thank you.
As a result of the whole community planning 50-50 plan, 2050, not 50-50, 2050 plan coming to the Metro region and them taking charge of this, I guess the scope of their whole partnership is changing more towards a planning avenue. So based on the recommendation from the mayor, we would like to appoint Councillor Pelletier as the representative for Reach Out.
Thank you, Mr. Seal. Yeah, I'll just make a quick comment. I believe that now that the WMR has transitioned more to a planning group, organization, or facility, my expertise or knowledge in this is far more limited than Councillor Pelletier, so I would like to see him appointed to this board instead of myself, creating more a better decision making at this table. Any comments or questions?
Nope, all good. Wish you luck, Councillor Pelletier.
Perfect.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, you'll do us proud. Okay, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
That is carried. Thank you. And item 11. Yep, adjournment. Do I have a mover? Councillor Bodnerchuk, second. Councillor Lemoine. Any final comments? Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.
Bye.
That's carried. I'll close the meeting at 9:33 a.m. Thank you very much for attending and listening in. You may now stop recording.